Hey there, and a massive welcome to Talent Aligned. We are so excited to have you on the team. We've put this little explainer together just to get you up to speed on the fundamentals of what we do, why it's so important, and this is the best part, how you can make a huge impact right from day one. So let's dive in.
Okay, first things first, I really want this idea to stick with you because honestly, it changes everything. Look at this. We are a professional consulting firm. Now, that is not just some fancy tagline we made up, it's our entire philosophy. We are not just recruiters. Think of us as expert advisors, as strategic partners to our clients. So that brings us perfectly to our first section. We're going to unpack what specialist recruitment actually is and really nail down what makes our way of doing things so different and so much more valuable.
Let's just strip this right back to basics. At our very core, we solve a massive, critical problem for businesses. See, you've got these companies that are laser-focused on what they do. They're busy, they're experts in their field, but what they don't have is the time, the network, or the deep-down expertise to find the absolute best people. And that's where we come in. We bridge that gap. We become that expert part of their team that finds and secures game-changing talent.
Now let's talk about that word specialist. What does that actually mean? Well, it means we go deep, not wide. While other agencies are out there trying to fill a warehouse job one day and a software job the next, we focus intensely on a very specific niche. We live and breathe our market until we are the undisputed experts. And this is exactly why that specialism is our superpower. We are not just guessing here. We deeply, truly understand the markets we're in. We can speak the technical language, which means a quick 5-minute chat can save everyone days of wasted time. We know what the salary expectations really are, not what some website says. And maybe most important of all, we already know the key hiring managers and we already know the best candidates. This isn't just a database search for us. It's a living, breathing network. All right, let's move on. Now that you know what we're about, let's look at the two powerful engines that drive this entire business and, more importantly, how we and you actually generate revenue. So, here they are, side by side, permanent recruitment and contract recruitment. Both are incredibly valuable, but they work in totally different ways. With permanent, you're placing a full-time employee, and for that, we charge a big one-off fee. With contract, you're placing a temporary worker, and we earn a recurring profit margin over time. Let's break them both down. First up, permanent recruitment. I want you to think of this as the big ticket item, the home run. This is where we charge those really significant one-off fees that can absolutely make your month, or even your whole quarter, in just a single deal. It's high impact, it's exciting, and it's incredibly rewarding. And let's make that real for a second. Look at that number. $24,000. That's not some crazy hypothetical. That is a very standard fee for placing one person into a role with a $120,000 salary. One placement. One invoice, 24 grand. That's the power of perm. But that's only half the story. Let's look at our second engine, contract recruitment. See, if permanent is the exciting home run, contract is the key to building a rock-solid, predictable, and constantly growing foundation for your business. So how does it work? It's all about the margin. A typical example is right here, a $200 a day gross margin. That's pure profit we earn every single day our contractor shows up to work for the client. Now, I know it might not sound as flashy as 24K at first, but just watch how this starts to build. This right here is the magic of contract. That $200 a day, that becomes $1,000 a week. That $1,000 a week becomes $4,000 a month, and it just keeps rolling in for the entire length of the contract. Now, just imagine having 5, 10, maybe even 20 contractors out there working at once. That is a seriously powerful and stable income stream.
So let's put them head to head. You can see here permanent gives you those huge one-off fees and massive commission checks, right? But the income can feel a bit lumpy. It's harder to predict. Contract, on the other hand, gives you that consistent, rolling income and incredible long-term stability, but it does take longer to build up. Here's the key takeaway, though. The absolute best recruiters, they master both.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. Now for the most important part of this whole equation, you. Let's talk about how you make an impact and what you'll actually be doing day in and day out to drive those two powerful engines.
Right. Let's just get one huge misconception out of the way right now. This slide says it all. If you think this job is about finding a resume online and just firing off an email to a client, you are in for a very,
very pleasant surprise. That is not what we do here.
So, what is this role really about? Well, it's about building genuine relationships. It's about creating deep trust with both your clients and your candidates. You're actually managing risk for a company, making a huge decision. You're controlling the entire hiring process from start to finish. And, most critically, you're closing the alignment between what a company needs and what top talent really wants. You're part consultant, part negotiator, part project manager, all rolled into one.
And it all follows a core process. At its heart, it looks like this. First, you dig in and deeply understand a company's hiring needs. Second, you go out and find and attract the absolute best candidates, not just the ones who are looking for a job. Third, you expertly manage the whole interview process. And finally, you negotiate the offers and you secure the placement. It sounds simple, but trust me, it's an absolute art to master. All right, last section, and this is the really exciting bit. We're going to connect everything we just talked about directly to your personal path to success and show you exactly how you have total control over your own earnings in this business. The beautiful thing is, it boils down to a really simple and incredibly powerful formula. The more successful placements you make, doesn't matter if they're perm or contract, the more revenue you generate for the business. And the more revenue you generate, the more commission you earn. It is a direct, transparent, straight line. This quote on the screen, it just sums it up perfectly. The more value you create, the more you earn. This is a true meritocracy. Your success is a direct result of the value you bring to your clients, your candidates, and the market, period. And this might be the most important thing you hear all day. There is no ceiling here. There's no artificial cap on what you can achieve or what you can earn. The only limit is your own activity, your own skill, and your own performance. You are in the driver's seat of your own career. So there you have it. We've shown you the blueprint. You know how the engine works. So the real question we have for you now is, how are you going to build your desk? What's your strategy going to be? Are you going to chase those big perm fees, those huge hits? Are you going to patiently build that rock-solid, steady foundation with a book of contractors? Or, like the very best people in this industry, are you going to aim to master both? The choice is yours. The desk is yours to build. We're going to give you all the tools, the training, and the support you need. You just bring the drive. We are so incredibly excited to see what you can achieve. Welcome to the team.